Everything ended abruptly, as she had done for decades. 75-year-old Margaret, who had always been robust and self-reliant, woke up at 6 a.m. She had always thought that the secret to aging well was to remain busy. However, she made a mistake that almost permanently altered her life on this specific morning. She flung her legs over the edge of the bed and jumped up too quickly when her alarm went off. Her eyesight faded in a matter of seconds. The room whirled, and she fell to the ground before she could cling to anything for support. She was traveling to the hospital in an ambulance when she woke up. The doctors informed her that she had fallen because of postural hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure. She was fortunate. She did not get a severe brain injury or break her hip. But many others do not have the same luck. The truth is that our bodies undergo changes after 70 that we may not even be aware of. Once harmless routines can turn into major threats to our independence, movement, and health. BBY simply following patterns they have maintained for years. Millions of older women unwittingly expose themselves to the dangers of falls, heart issues, strokes, and even cognitive impairment every morning. Therefore, if you want to preserve your health and independence for years to come, I want to discuss 6 risky morning routines that you should avoid now. These minor adjustments may seem insignificant, but they could significantly impact your ability to live independently or require assistance from others. Before we start, if you're dedicated to living a better, more tranquil life, please click the like button to help share this important information. You should also click subscribe and enable the notification bell to ensure that you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this article, please let me know by leaving a comment below. If you leave a comment with a 0 rating, I'll put in more effort to provide you with even better content. Are you prepared to learn the 6 morning routines that will support your well-being, reduce stress, and allow you to fully embrace your aging years? Let's begin now. Habit number 1. Leaving the bed too soon. You shouldn't overlook this risk. Have you ever awoken in the morning, gotten to your feet, and then experienced a sudden wave of vertigo? You might have had to hold onto the piece of furniture to stabilize yourself for a brief while as your eyesight became blurry and your equilibrium faltered. You are not alone if such an incident has ever happened to you. This feeling is common in older individuals, and although it may appear to be a small annoyance, it can pose a major health danger. According to research, postural hypotension, a condition in which blood pressure abruptly decreases while rising up after lying down, affects over 30% of individuals over 70. The condition occurs as a result of the body's circulation naturally slowing down as we sleep. Blood accumulates in the lower body as a result of the heart's diminished effort. When you get up too fast, your heart and blood vessels may not have enough time to adjust, which can cause dizziness, lightheadedness, or even fainting because your brain does not immediately receive the oxygen-rich blood it requires. A brief episode of vertigo may not seem like much to younger people, but even a little loss of balance can be quite perilous for older individuals. Falling is one of the main hazards for elderly people. According to studies, falls are the main reason why adults over 65 are admitted to hospitals for injuries. Falls are riskier as we age because we naturally lose bone density, making our bones more brittle. This reasoning implies that a seemingly insignificant slip could result in a severe head injury, a fractured hip, or a broken wrist. Additionally, it's not always straightforward to recover following a fall. Seniors who sustain hip fractures frequently never fully recover their mobility, which reduces their independence and makes them more dependent on caregivers or assisted living facilities. What can you do, then, to stop this? Slowing down and giving your body time to adapt are crucial. Instead of rushing out of bed, stretch your arms and legs while still in bed. The activity promotes improved circulation and helps arouse your muscles. Don't get up right away when you're ready to do so. Rather, slowly sit up and spend 30 to 60 seconds sitting on the side of the bed. Your cardiovascular system has time to adjust blood flow during this brief break, reducing the likelihood of experiencing lightheadedness or dizziness when you eventually stand up. Consider keeping a glass of water by your bedside and drinking a few tiny sips before rising if you often feel lightheaded in the morning. Particularly for older individuals, staying hydrated can be essential to preserving blood pressure stability. Additionally, it's a beneficial idea to talk to your doctor about any morning dizziness if you take blood pressure lowering medications, as your doctor may need to introduce changes to your routine or medicine. You may significantly lower your risk of falls and injuries by implementing a few simple safety measures every morning. Remember, making small, deliberate efforts to preserve your mobility can make the difference between a life devoid of unnecessary health hazards and one that is secure and self-reliant. So, tomorrow morning, stop and think before you jump out of bed. Your body will appreciate it. If you're still watching this video and find these ideas helpful, please let me know in the first comment below that you're here, joining us on this road to a more independent, stress-free, and healthy existence. I appreciate your valuable time. And keep in mind that each action you take today will lead to a more contented and easy existence. 2. A hidden danger for older women: working out on an empty stomach for years. Many women have thought that working out first thing in the morning, before eating, is a terrific method to increase metabolism and burn fat. This strategy might be effective for younger people, but it can be dangerous for older women, especially those over 70. Muscle loss, weakness, dizziness, and even cardiovascular problems can result from exercising without eating first, since it places undue strain on the heart, blood vessels, and muscles. According to studies, abrupt reductions in blood sugar or dehydration, both worsened by exercising on an empty stomach, cause up to 20% of hospital visits for fainting in older individuals. The body is in a fasting state after 7 to 10 hours of sleep, thus, blood sugar levels are normally lower. These levels are rapidly stabilized by the metabolism of younger individuals, but older women's glucose regulation slows down with age, rendering them more vulnerable to unexpected energy collapses. If elders begin exercising right away, their blood sugar levels may decrease by 10 to 20% overnight, which could result in weakness, dizziness, or confusion. Fasted workouts are especially risky because of the increased risk of hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, fainting, and falls. Exercise without eating can put the cardiovascular system under undue stress. According to the American Heart Association, the heart rate increases during activity, and muscles need glucose to function. Lack of fuel may cause the body to break down muscle rather than fat, which would result in weakness, diminished strength, and muscle loss. The risk of irregular heartbeats, blood pressure decreases, and even heart attacks or strokes might be increased by abrupt changes in heart rate and blood pressure. A small and well-balanced breakfast is essential for a safe workout. Enough nutrition to regulate blood sugar and avoid energy crashes can be found in a handful of almonds, a banana, whole grain toast with peanut butter, or a modest serving of oatmeal. It's also important to stay hydrated. Before working out, a glass of water lowers the chance of dizziness and maintains steady circulation. As we age, we don't have to give up physical activity, we just need to modify it to promote general health. In the long run, eating a modest meal before exercising makes exercise safer and more effective, since it improves endurance, builds muscle, and lowers the chance of problems. 3. You shouldn't dismiss the risk of straining too much in the restroom. Most individuals seldom give using the restroom much thought until it starts to become difficult. Simple actions can become more difficult as we age because of changes in our bodies. Assuming it's just a natural aspect of aging, many older ladies find themselves using the restroom more frequently and exerting more effort than before. However, if left unchecked, excessive straining can be harmful and even fatal. Excessive strain during a bowel movement severely compresses the blood veins in the brain and chest. A dangerous blood pressure surge brought on by this abrupt force may, in extreme circumstances, result in a heart attack or stroke. Dietary changes, dehydration, and decreased physical activity frequently cause chronic constipation in many older individuals. Ignoring these considerations and persisting in your efforts will only exacerbate the issue over time. It's crucial to concentrate on prevention rather than reacting impulsively. A diet high in fiber is essential for maintaining regular and easy digestion. Meals can be significantly improved by including fresh fruits, legumes, leafy greens, and whole grains. Additionally, drinking lots of water throughout the day softens stool, which facilitates bowel motions. Digestion can be naturally stimulated by a simple habit, such as drinking a glass of warm water first thing in the morning. Another important element in preserving regularity is movement. Gentle stretching, a quick walk after meals, or even simple housework can support healthy gut function. Constipation and the need to strain are less likely to occur if you are more active. Altering your posture when using the restroom is another beneficial modification. Placing a tiny footstool beneath the feet helps many people align their body in a more natural position, which makes bowel motions easier and requires less force. It is not necessary to accept discomfort as a natural aspect of aging. You may keep your comfort and control over your health while reducing the risk of complications with a few minor, thoughtful adjustments. Take a step back and make changes if you are having trouble. Avoid straining. Exercise your body. Consume extra fiber. And drink more water. Prioritizing your well-being is worthwhile, and these straightforward behaviors can significantly improve your chances of living a more comfortable and healthy life. 4. A slow road to dependency. Ignoring your health aging doesn't have to mean losing your vigor, vitality, or independence. However, far too many people believe that aging inevitably results in frailty, while in practice, neglecting one's health frequently speeds up the decline. It gets easier to ignore little symptoms as the years go by, such as feeling a little weaker, moving more slowly, or dismissing minor aches and pains. These small problems might not appear serious at first, but they accumulate over time and cause weariness, decreased movement, and a lack of confidence in day-to-day tasks. Consider Margaret, a 72-year-old woman who had always been active. She loved cooking for her family, gardening, and going on walks in the evenings. But she gradually reduced the number of walks she took after developing slight knee pain. She missed a few events at the start, but soon she was sitting more often than she was moving. Her strength and balance started to deteriorate without her knowledge. She had trouble getting out of a chair, and one day she stumbled and fell while reaching for something on a high shelf. She wasn't terribly hurt, but she started to fear falling again, which made her even less inclined to move. Her formerly bustling environment started to get smaller. In contrast, her friend Linda, who was the same age as her, consistently made minor attempts to stay healthy. She made it a point to take quick daily walks, stretch lightly, and keep her muscles moving even if she didn't do a lot of strenuous exercise. She reminded herself that staying active was essential to sustaining her strength, even on days when she felt exhausted, to maintain her energy levels. She also made sure to eat wholesome meals that contained adequate amounts of fiber and protein. At 75, Linda maintained her independence, able to walk stairs, carry groceries, and keep up with her grandchildren, whereas Margaret found it difficult to perform everyday duties. Their differences were a result of their daily decisions rather than chance. Being active is one of the finest ways to keep mobility and confidence since the body thrives on movement. At first, neglecting your health might not seem like a major concern, but it eventually has a negative impact, making daily chores more difficult and increasing dependency on others. Making significant adjustments is not necessary to take care of oneself. It can be as easy as eating fresh, nourishing foods, getting regular checkups, and increasing your daily physical activity. These minor routines have a profound impact on your feelings and level of control over your life. Living well and treating your health as the valuable resource that it is will reward you with strength, freedom, and a higher quality of life for many years to come. It is not only about living longer. Isolation. The silent danger of loneliness. Although most people understand the significance of physical health, mental health is equally important, particularly as we age. Many older women may find themselves withdrawing from social activities, especially after retiring, losing a husband, or going through changes in family dynamics. Although preferring to be alone might initially appear normal, isolation can eventually have a significant negative impact on one's physical and emotional well-being. Many people are unaware that loneliness is more than simply an emotion. It can have unnoticed effects on general well-being. When social connections diminish and the mind remains unstimulated, memory, attention, and general mental acuity gradually deteriorate. Many women discover that as time passes, their thoughts get more hazy, they lose interest in everyday activities, and depressive symptoms begin to appear, even if it occurs gradually. The lack of frequent interaction, humor, and human connection can cause severe emotional pain. It's simple to believe that social isolation is a natural aspect of aging. But in fact, it can raise the risk of depression, cognitive loss, and even major illnesses like heart disease. A person may become less motivated to participate in activities, maintain their physical activity level, or take care of their health the more time they spend alone. Such behavior creates a cycle that is harder and harder to break over time. Attempting to interact with others in meaningful ways is necessary to maintain social relationships. But it's not necessary to be surrounded by people all the time. Even something as basic as volunteering at a nearby organization, joining a book club, or making a monthly phone contact with relatives can foster happiness and a sense of purpose. Learning new technology, like video calls or messaging applications, has helped many women who earlier battled loneliness find fulfillment since it enables them to stay in touch with loved ones, even if they live far away. It's important to start modestly for people who are reluctant to socialize again. Rebuilding confidence and re-establishing a sense of connection might be achieved by taking a morning stroll with a neighbor, participating in a group activity, or simply going to a cafe and chatting with a stranger. Being elderly does not entail fading into obscurity or isolation. Every woman is entitled to be heard, respected, and included in the world. It's never too late to get in touch, get back in touch, and rediscover the happiness that comes from belonging to a group. Even if solitude has become a habit, prioritizing social well-being is equally as vital as taking care of one's physical health. And small actions can have a large impact. A life well lived is one that is full of laughter, connection, and special moments spent with others. 6. Reducing mental stimulation. Maintaining mental activity is crucial. Many seniors believe that learning stops when they retire. But in actuality, mental stimulation is just as important as physical well-being. Like a muscle, the brain needs constant stimulation to be healthy and strong. Reduced mental activity can cause cognitive performance to progressively deteriorate, increasing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases including dementia and Alzheimer's, memory loss, and diminished problem-solving abilities. Seniors who participate in mentally challenging activities have been found to endure shorter cognitive decline than those who do not, according to numerous scientific studies. According to a study that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, older individuals who routinely read, solved puzzles, or picked up new skills were 30% less likely to acquire dementia than those who did not push their wits. According to a different National Institute on Aging study, mental activity helps strengthen neuronal links in the brain, delaying memory loss and enhancing cognitive flexibility. It is not necessary to have a formal education or engage in structured study to keep an active mind. The brain can be stimulated and kept sharp by simple everyday activities like reading books, doing crossword puzzles, learning a new language, playing an instrument, or even having meaningful, in-depth conversations. Additionally, since teaching or mentoring younger generations involves remembering facts, elucidating ideas, and encouraging social interaction, all of which are linked to health, it can be quite advantageous. Avoiding boring routines that don't stimulate the mind is crucial. The brain may be kept flexible and retrained by trying new things, including learning a new skill, taking up a creative pastime, or even doing memory exercises. In addition to halting deterioration, maintaining mental activity improves quality of life, increases self-esteem, and supports independence far into old age. Personal development does not stop as one ages. One of the best strategies to maintain cognitive function, improve mental clarity, and carry on living a satisfying life is to challenge your mind on a daily basis. Your golden years will be filled with curiosity, engagement, and lifelong learning as your brain becomes more resilient and adaptive. Margaret didn't give her morning routine much thought until she almost lost her independence and her health due to a minor error. Fortunately, she learned from it, even though it was a wake-up call she never anticipated. You can, too. Avoid these 6 risky morning routines that may unknowingly endanger your health if you want to stay strong, healthy, and independent after 70. Taking charge of your health is about making sure you continue to lead a happy, active, and meaningful life, not only about avoiding disease. The decisions you make every morning shape your entire day and, in many respects, your entire destiny. Before you leave, please hit the like button to show your support for the channel. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos that will help you live your best life. I'd love to hear from you as well. If you learned something new today, leave a comment below with 1, if I can do better. Leave a remark with 0. Thank you so much for your input. Above all, tell a friend or loved one about the situation, since even a modest change made now could save a life tomorrow. I'll see you in the future video. And keep strong and well.